So it's been a minute. Too long TLDR of where I've been. School's been busy. I was expecting this semester to be like a little more low-key than my past semesters, and it has been. The school part has been, but I've been commuting this year, and the commute wouldn't be that bad. It's like usually a 30-minute drive, but I'm taking the bus up there and back, so it adds like an extra 30 minutes to an already 30-minute thing. So it's like an hour up there, 30 minutes back is a little hellish. And on top of wanting to do some other things, for some other things, I'm the vice president of the animation club. I don't want to ramble too long. I'll do that in the next art positivity video since y'all seem to like that one. Here, I'm talking about this guy. There's a thing stuck to the back. So along with like the big main quests I've been doing, I did a little side quest thing over the past couple weeks, and it's called Eleena's Diary. And it's like, look at this, look at her. She's so cute and silly. I made a zine. It's so cool. And I wanted to talk about it because it's like the first time kind of doing something like this, and it's like opened up so many doors to things I want to do, and it's like things I didn't even know I wanted to do. And it's like, it's just been such a freeing experience this is. So I just kind of like want to ramble through my thoughts and it's like my kind of struggles in making a zine, my first zine. So how and why and what is this? So for a little bit of background and context, Eleena's Diary is from a series that I started to make in my junior year of high school called Analogous Traits. And basically what it was is that it was set in a world where everyone's colors, everyone's emotions were expressed through like the color of their hair and their eyes. So it's kind of like a mood ring, but for like your biology, I guess. So if you're angry or mad, your hair would be red. If you were like sad or like depressed or something, it'd be like a darker blue or something. That kind of methodology behind it. But I canceled it like shortly like a year after the comic was being made because it started to become a little more cynical and it was like a lot more different than what I typically like to create. Is like I like to be a lot more hopeful and a lot more generally joyful in the stuff that I make, even if it can be a little like depressive and like traumatic and stuff. But Analogous just kind of ended up being like a very cynical political drama. I believe that it's like you really have to know political stuff enough to like write a political drama well, and I didn't know enough at the time, and I kind of don't want to write a political drama. And ever since I've been repurposing it, rewriting the story just to kind of like, just to fit what I like to create better. And so far I've done that. It still has that kind of like cynical, depressive quality to it. And I'm trying to like make it so it balances out a little more because like the way it is now, it's really hard to have like a more hopeful attitude. So while I'm doing that, I really love Eleena's character. So I really wanted a way to kind of like get in her head and like make stories with her. And then I realized she's a writer. You know what I also do in my free time when I'm stressed out? Write things. So that's kind of like how this started, is that I wanted to get back into Eleena and her world and her characters and people. And I have so much writing and like poetry that I've made just for myself that I was like, hey, it'd be cool to kind of like get that out there for people to like maybe if they want to see it and so that's generally how it started. It started coincidentally on my birthday, to which the first poem, it's like, I don't have any like finished copies with me right now. I put them all at my art store. I was like, first one is like about birthdays. Basically about like her putting herself in the perspective of like a kid that's like, nothing will ever go wrong on my birthday because God and everybody wills it to be this perfect day for this perfect person. And obviously you can see, as it turns out, she does not really like her birthday. and neither do I. So that's just kind of generally what the zine is about. It's about Eleena writing her like stresses and anxieties through poetry and just like sharing it with us. So that's generally the why and the what of it. How I did this is a little hellish. So as you can see by each individually cut out thing, all of it's like cut out by hand. And there's a reason for that. I wanted it to feel very tactile. I wanted it to feel like very handmade. It's like all of it's made in universe by Eleena. So I wanted it to feel kind of like a scrapbook diary. I feel like if she had like a journal or something, she'd like put stickers and like paste like butterfly wings on the cover of it. So it's very tactile and handmade. So what I do is print out all of these on my printer over there and then just kind of like cut them out individually and paste them in this. And then these are all blank, but then I just kind of like cut out and like fold individual pieces of paper and then just like glue it in here. And it's super fun, super tedious though. In the future, I have so many more zines that I want to make because of this. I'm not doing that for those ones. These the Aleena's Diary ones are the ones that I'm just gonna be like, that's what I'm gonna do. And then that's kind of like the gist of it. There are 2 books out right now. I'll talk about each one of them individually in their own separate videos. But for now, I'll just kind of like generally overview it. The first book of it is about what it means to be perfect. Is that Eleena grew up in a very like pressuring household. And what I mean by that is that everyone had very high expectations of her. She was very, she was put in a position where she was expected to be this perfect person, this perfect girl, where she was expected to grow up essentially kind of like the queen of this organization. And it was stressful, it was a lot. This first issue is just her really grappling with that and just kind of like, what does it mean to be perfect? Why do I have such an insatiable lust for it? And is it okay to want to be perfect? And like, is the pursuit of perfection even worth it? Book 2 is called Eating Sucks. Based on my eating sucks mentality. Book 2 is like more generally about growing up. It still has that like expectations part of it where her surroundings pretty much expected her to act like an adult as a kid. As like I remember being told that you're not a kid anymore as a 6-year-old child. And what hearing that for all of your life kind of does to a person like that. And that's what the second book is about. So like each of them, I'm aiming to have like 4 poems or like writings in each of them, depending on the length of them. It might be shorter, it might be longer. I'm all for like having all of them be exactly what length they need to be. So the second one's a little shorter. The first one, she rambles a lot. But yeah, that's kind of like a quick overview of what Aleena's Diary is. And then recently I had an opportunity to like debut it. So there's this festival this past weekend called Richmond Zine Fest. And exactly what it sounds like, a Zine Fest in Richmond. People brought their zines and they sold them. Hey, so we're doing another market video. Hi, I am right outside of Richmond Zine Fest, which is right there. Very coincidental to have a market that's right across from where I work. I'm selling my first zine. It's gonna be really cool. I'm really excited about it. It's called Aleena's Diary. What I'm doing now is I'm stealing from myself. I didn't bring enough inventory, so I'm like, the store that I have my art is right behind this building, so I'm just gonna go there. So I'm bringing my art, a bunch of copy prints, and then I'm really prioritizing original character work, because this one, I'm not sure if I explained it already or I will explain it, but this is like my first original character thing that I'm like putting out there in a while, as like the first story that I'm actually kind of like telling through zine format. So I'm really excited about it, and I want to like promote my original character work I haven't done a lot of it recently. I need to get back. I don't know how strict they are about being people being in and out. So I'm really making do with what I got. I did not have time to like do any preparing for this. It's like I have this, I have my zines, which I have like maybe 10 of them. I don't know. I have to put together some of my zines, and then I have this tablecloth, which isn't a tablecloth, it's a blanket. So we're off to a great start. I just finished setting up. I'm gonna be a little quieter because if you didn't know, setting up for markets is like the most stressful experience, and I finished in a good like 10 minutes. So I think it looks great. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to bring a pricing sheet, so I'm gonna make that. I might grab some more stuff from Passion Project. Other than that, we'll see. I'll check in with y'all a little later, but yeah, looks good. I'm intimidated. But like, yeah, in general, it was a really fun experience. It was like high turnout throughout. It was a 6-hour market, and it was like the whole entire time there was people going in and out. There was like it was packed, and it's like you kind of go into like a market voice when you do these types of things, where it's like let me see if I can remember my spiel. I was like, I'm debuting my first zine. I was like, it's kind of like an adult children's book. I said that a lot. It's kind of like an adult children's book. Where it's like it's from the perspective of Eleena, who is like this very stressed out and anxious 20-year-old who's like just now navigating her life as an adult, and it's like all like from the perspective of like her traumas and her like stresses growing up. And the first one is about what it's like to be perfect, and it's like growing up in a situation where you're expected to be this kind of way. And the second one is more about what it's like to grow up. It's like general growing up isms, and it's like that's why I said to like 50 people. And it was like so fun. Markets are always like so draining. It's like this one, all of the tables were like booked, double booked. So I was sitting next to like 3 people, really 4 or 5 people, all very cool people. I was like, I'll like put their stuff somewhere, and all very cool, very nice to meet people. That's one of my favorite things about markets, is just kind of like meeting the people who are there. And it's like, I don't know, it's always so cool. It's always so fun. If you haven't done a market before, and you're an inspiring artist who wants to make zines and like wants to make things like this, it's like, do a market. I always suggest it. It's like, it's always good to like test the waters of the things that you want to do and the things that you don't want to do. I am like, markets aren't something I want to do long term, but it's like a very good thing to do if you want to spread your work out there, especially if you're like an original character artist. And it's like, it's really, really hard to have like original work out there. But like markets, people are looking for local people and like somewhat original things, and if not, it's at least a good opportunity to tell someone about it, because there are people out there who like are looking for what you do and new types of things and new things to get into. But it's like finding those people is always hard and difficult. So like markets are a very, very good place to start doing that if you're able to. They can be very expensive. This one I was lucky because I was on the wait list, and they was like, hey, we waived your fee, and I was like, yay, cool, I don't have to pay money. But yeah, that was like how, why, what. I kind of want to transition into why again, because zine creation was not at all something on my radar. It was like in the back of my head, but it was like, I briefly mentioned back in my junior year of high school that I was like creating this comic called Analogous, and it was like, ever since then I realized comic creation is not for me. It's so hard and tedious says the 2D character animator. It's just not for me. That type of tedium is not for me. So I was like, didn't think I'd be put in a position where I would want to create a zine ever. Because if I were to do one, I would like want to make it kind of like in a comic format. But doing this made me realize a couple of things. First thing is that zine creation can be whatever you want it to be. There are so many different types of zines, it's kind of crazy. I'm doing one where it's like primarily writing, where it's like primarily things that I like written, and it's like it's not really formatted, it's kind of like all over the place, and it's like I have drawings in it too, almost kind of like a graphic novel, kind of like children's book kind of thing, where it's like I have my own style for it, and that's what I love about it. What really put me off about like writing and comic creation as a whole for a while was having to adhere to pre-existing guidelines. As like comic creation, there's a very, very set kind of rules and regulations for how to create comics, and it's like Scott McCloud. And it's very good to learn those. It's very good. And it's like I have spent so much time learning how to make comics and learning how to be in that realm. And like same thing with writing is like growing up is like I loved writing and like making my own worlds and making my own characters. But the pre-existing guidelines of wall of text, it's like I can't focus like that. I can't sit down and write a thing and it's like a whole bunch of wall of text. But that's the thing about like zine creation, where it's like you don't have to do any of that. It's like this is like what I like to do. This is what I like to read. A picture, and like you can get so much out of a picture, and you can get so much out of this like little bit of text up here, and it's like it's nice, it's pleasant. Zine creation is like can be whatever you want it to be, and it's like sure there's like set rules and like there's like guides on how to make zines and like different structures for it, but it's like the interior can be whatever you want it to be, whatever you want it to look like, and that is what I love. So if you're ever wanting to make a zine like that, make it to be whatever you want it to be, please. It's better like that. Second reason for making a zine, it's like it is so good to like get in the world of like a character or like a world you're creating. It is like it's kind of crazy because of those like limited restrictions of like you can do whatever you want to do. It is a phenomenal opportunity to like get in the head of a character or like a world you want to, because like I've made 2 of these and I have explored so much about like Eleena and her character and like why she does the things she does and like how she does things. Is like these little minute things. There's so many like little details that I was able to put in this because there's no rules and restrictions, as like it just lets you explore a world and a character that is so hard to do in other mediums. As like I'm an animator at heart. I love animating, but even I recognize that it is so incredibly hard to sit down and make an animation and like have it explain a whole thing. It's like, it's hard and it's long, and like this, in my case, doesn't take as long because I'm not trying to be a perfectionist about it. I've been rambling for a while. But yeah, expect more videos about Eleena, and then I'm making another zine soon. That's gonna be so cool. I don't want to say too much about it yet, but it'll be released maybe not this year, but next year, early next year. Expect something cool and something that I've been really excited to put out. That is it for me for this video. Sorry I've taken so long to like make more videos. There will be more and more frequently. Don't expect them like every week. Try to expect one at least every other week. Sometimes more, sometimes less, just so I don't stress myself out. I don't want to like put guidelines on things. The art fight video, final art fight video will come soon. It will be made. I have other videos like pre-made that I want to put out. It's just not the right time to put them out yet. And yeah, see you soon. Glad to be back. Have so many exciting things to share. Y'all get to see this bumbling, rambling face more often. Check out Eleena's diary. Oh yeah, hold on. One more thing. Eleena's diary is officially out on November 1st. If you live locally in the area, it's already out at the art store that I work out called Passion Project, and then you can buy that for, I think it's $8 is the price of it. But if you're online and you want it, I post it for free on right now, just Instagram. I'll see when this video comes out, I'll like have like a more concrete plan of what I want to do, where it's going to be, but it will be posted online for free on my Instagram for right now. And then on YouTube, like every other month or every month or something, I'm going to post audiobook versions of each zine. So on the 1st of November, there will be an audiobook version of Eleena's Diary Zine 1. And it's just gonna be me reading it, providing commentary and stuff like that. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in the video already, but it's like, yeah, it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be really fun. I'm really excited for it. Anyway, rambled for too long. See y'all relatively soon with another video. Thanks for coming by. Bye.